For those of us who don't live in Toronto, our introduction to Zanta was through KvS Spenny. Zanta is a street performer known for sweaty, shirtless, knuckle push-ups, sound effects, and of course his calling card Santa hat. The rise and fall of Zanta tells the story of a life-changing disaster, abandonment by loved ones, the struggle to be heard, and the commitment to persevere. His real name is David Zankai, and in 2000 he was painting a ceiling when he fell from a height of 25 feet and landed on a staircase. The accident left him in a coma for 23 days. Brain damage which occurred in the fall began to show itself through schizophrenia and bipolar spells during his recovery after being discharged from the hospital. Bored from sitting around at home, he decided to do push-ups. I'll let him tell you about it here.
Beginning November, I started doing these push-ups and realized, I can handle doing these push-ups.
I'll slow that down a little bit.
Beginning November, I started doing these push-ups and realized, I can handle doing these push-ups.
To elaborate, the only exercise which didn't hurt his back was push-ups. That's what he meant by, I could handle doing them. So he began doing them anywhere. It was around this time that his partner left him and took their daughter with her. When he was on the couch with Kenny, he also mentions how he used to care for his daughter.
7:15, she'd wake up, wash hands, wash face, change diaper in the high chair. 7:30, start feeding her breakfast.
I suppose I should slow that down a little bit too, eh?
7:15, she'd wake up, wash hands, wash face, change diaper in the high chair. 7:30, start feeding her breakfast.
In order to raise awareness for what happened with his daughter, he began doing push-ups anywhere in the city and talking about his daughter being taken away from him to anyone who would listen. But he wasn't Zanta yet. He was David Zankai doing push-ups. In 2003, he was admitted to the Center for Addiction and Mental Health for speaking not only too quickly, but non-stop.
Right away, flip right back, all of a sudden something hit me. Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake, Monty Williams, Cedric Phil, all these talk shows, Kevin Juno, golf, tennis, boxing, AC, San Dome.
His daily routine included prescription medication instead of counseling and rehabilitation, and he was advised to act normal so he could be let out. After he completed 30 days at the center, he was discharged and went back to his street performance push-ups. The birth of Zanta happened in two parts. First, in December 2004, while attending the Santa Claus parade, he realized that he could attract more attention if he lost the shirt and gained the Santa hat. Second, he decided to honor his daughter by wearing the Santa hat to a custody hearing in family court. After being kicked out of the courtroom for refusing to take it off, he inevitably lost custody of his young daughter. This decision by the courts empowered David to raise awareness for what happened at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, and also for what he considered to be the unfair loss of custody of his daughter. He would do so by becoming Zanta full-time. He would do his knuckle push-ups anywhere he could, on the sidewalk, in an office building, on the street, on the subway, upside down, or on top of the garbage bins. All while making crazy noises and shouting catchphrases like, yes, 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 and Merry Christmas.
Yes, yes, yes. Merry Christmas. Yes, 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 yes.
Zanta says the noises he makes are supposed to emulate the sounds of hydraulics on a car.
And with the noise that you hear, that's hydraulics.
His presence demands your attention, but doesn't offer any in return. Take note of Kenny trying to get the competition started, but failing and ultimately giving Zanta his own moment in the spotlight just to put an end to the situation and get rid of him.
Well, I'm kind of doing the Qigong thing, though. Maybe you should come up, because I want to get like a competition thing started. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Zanta push-up show. I would like to thank Zanta for being part of this contest. Thanks, man. We're gonna call you. And tell them that we'll call them and all of that shit.
The public's reception of Zanta was similar to Kenny's. Zanta won't listen, so just let him wear himself out and hope that he moves on. He also accepts no tips, and he proudly indicates that in several videos, including this one. I've gone ahead and slowed it down a little bit.
You know, I did over 1 million puts all this here for 2 years. Now bum one dime from nobody. Just make people smile and laugh, make people's days.
Well, what about this?
Here, give him like $50 and get the fuck rid of him.
What does he do with the $50? Zanta indicated that he would donate any money he received to the homeless and would survive solely on his monthly disability check from the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board. You didn't have to go into the downtown core to see him either. He famously appeared on breakfast television every day for 3 months. I couldn't find a screenshot of it, but he would run around in the background outside of these windows behind the hosts of the show. This would lead to his first ban. He was ordered to vacate the area around the building. When he didn't, he was banned from the entire entertainment district, which is about 1 square kilometer around the broadcaster's building. In the years to come, he would be fined for bylaw infractions, impeding traffic, disturbing the peace, and trespassing. He would be arrested on mischief charges and banned from the Canadian National Exhibition Fairgrounds, the Toronto Street Festival, the Santa Claus Parade, and the Toronto Transit Commission, which is the city buses and subways. While not necessarily a threat, Zanta's display of strength combined with his in-your-face persona can make people nervous to be around him. At most, his act causes some concern for public safety. You know, someone could trip over him in the street or he could fall onto someone. These two concerns were the basis for his bans. These bans would severely limit his ability to interact and gain the attention of the city's population. He spread his message and did his performance wherever he could, but as of the end of 2006, Zanta's heyday was over. 2008 saw David take a break from Zanta. After jumping out of his mother's moving car, David agreed to move into her basement and take the medication that suppresses his mental health symptoms. And for a while, Zanta was dormant. In 2010, a Twitter account in his name indicated that he was going to try for a run at mayor. Toronto elected this guy instead.
I do not use crack cocaine.
For the crack video scandal, and while his term had its missteps.
Oh, and the last thing was Olivia Gondak. It says that I wanted to eat her pussy, Olivia Gondak. I've never said that in my life to her. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home.
Fast forward to 2014, when David tried to bring back the character. He would still do his push-ups, but the city was not exactly enthusiastic, as he'd become more akin to a conspiracy theorist seeking attention, and was also a bigger nuisance than before. He would set up on a corner downtown with many signs all around him, either telling people to recognize his fame by Googling him, or complaining about being banned from so many locations. Of all the signs that I saw, one mentioned his daughter, one directed people to read an article about her, and none talked about the treatment he received at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. He would impede traffic on his scooter and interrupt reporters to get on television.
Other than looking extremely tired, he was let out on bail, a charge of $100,000, and he is also his surety is his mother, so he's going to have to live with his mother for the next little while. January 8th is the next time that he'll be back in court, but the trial itself doesn't start for quite a little while still. There's a lot of court dates that have to go through in the meantime, so I wouldn't expect that he wouldn't be in court anytime for the actual trial proper, obviously before the end of this year, if not by late next year for sure.
Mark, not to detract from John Gomeshi's story, but well done there with that Santa-addressed heckler who was giving you a hard time.
Thank you. I know Zanta well. He's here all the time.
Oh, is he? Appreciate.
A year after his comeback, Zanta entered a subway car and began ranting about women needing to, quote, stop showing their monkey, quote. He berated and sexually harassed a 17-year-old girl to the point of tears for wearing leggings. When she tried to move to a different seat, he followed her. I can't say that this is the video, but this is him giving a similar rant.
Say no to spandex and tights. So I can see the monkey. I don't want to see your monkey, princess. Cover up your monkey.
For the record, he calls every woman princess. Of all the footage that I watched, I believe he says it every day. Here he is talking to a police officer.
Thanks, have a good day, guys. Nice seeing you again, princess.
There was a report on Facebook in 2019 that Zanta had been hit by a car and killed. Fortunately, since social media is just a platform which enables random people to make up random gossip without first performing their due diligence, Zanta was later confirmed to be alive. But he did sustain serious injuries which forced him to stay in the hospital to recover. He was later seen using a wheelchair with attached signs telling people to Google Zanta. After that, he pretty much fell off the radar. There's been an interview with Zanta on Spenny's channel, but since it's no longer available, I can't offer an update on him beyond 2019. The man that we know in 2019 is not the same character that we met in 2006. This man wanted to raise awareness of the mental health system in Ontario, as well as make it known that his daughter was taken away from him. And this man wants to be famous. While making this video, I was able to track down Zanta's daughter, and I can tell you that she received the stable upbringing that a child needs. She's a grown woman now, and from all appearances, she wants to distance herself from being recognized and associated with the character. While I am sympathetic to Zanta, I also believe that the courts made the right decision, given the person that David is and the person that his daughter has become. So wherever you are, David, I hope you're getting the help you need. Merry Christmas, everybody.